What's up, everyone? My last shit. My last video on my other channel was of Kid Danger, so I looked to see what Nickelodeon had. And they had a few games. Here they are. Skywell, which is another Dan Schneider show. I believe that's a game from Game Shakers, which is basically just a ripoff of Flappy Bird. So here's the screenshots. Blah blah. It looks like a runner. Maybe you attack sometimes as well. Game Shakers and Henry Danger. Oh. Time Jerker. Okay, you guys can read that if you want to. I don't really care. Now we're going to, yeah. Now I don't know anything about Game Shakers besides Kel from Keenan and Kel, or all that was on there. We're just gonna go ahead and get this. I really don't want Nickelodeon. Actually, I could have just muted this. I really don't want Nickelodeon copywriting this. Or Viacom, I should say. The Time Jerker, you have to stop them. I don't have fucking time to read that. Anyway, so basically, I didn't actually mention this in my review, and I probably should have. Basically, there are these comics on YouTube of Henry Danger. They're called motion comics, and they have much better animation than the actual show does. And this is based off of them, the character designs and just everything. It's just a lot better. So, like, the show definitely had, sorry, potential. And now that I know what I'm doing, I'm just gonna go back and do this. I mean, yeah, it's a superhero show and a comedy, and yeah. And it's made by the same person that made Drake and Josh, so I feel like, yeah, the show had some potential. Everything else I said still stands, about how it was a bad idea to begin with. But it could have worked. The actors themselves, yeah. That wasn't gonna, they weren't gonna automatically transition for no reason. I knew that. I knew, which, is nothing against them. By this. That's what I thought. which is nothing against them. If you can tell, this video isn't scripted. It's kind of late too. Actors and voice actors just aren't the same thing, and yeah, I'll say that until the cows come home. Possibly literally. I don't know, what does that mean anyway? Cows come home. Cows usually don't. Uh, Cows usually are out in the meadows. Their home, I guess, is a barn, but they barely ever go there, so. Even at night, sometimes they just stand where they are. So, is the Game Shaker's proportion of this is that the narwhal is just there sometimes? What did the Game Shaker girls make this? These schwaz coins. Well, at least. Oh god, it's a wiener. And it takes me back. Well, at least, Charlotte isn't in this game. I haven't really seen much of those, motion comics things, and whenever I did, sometimes I just get on YouTube and just leave it muted. A lot of what I watch is just music anyway, and I don't like the same type of music, or I don't like the background music that a lot of the YouTubers will use. So obviously, well, yeah. I watch like a lot of Photoshop and art stuff. Drawings, 3D printings, and yeah, Photoshops, which is all kind of art. Uh, I used to actually watch some or internet web shows, animated web shows, but now, yeah, I don't watch any. A lot of them all have the same sort of random humor, so it just kind of, yeah, wasn't my thing. And I don't like Happy Tree Friends, so we're not getting anywhere there. Is he like Sonic? Fuck. I don't feel as though our runner should have a time limit. Let's see what this does. Jumpstart spikes without fear. I might upload this video on my main channel. I mean, if you guys are watching it, obviously I did. And I may, if I do, then I'll also upload it on my secondary channel. Because well, I can say this about the app. I'm having a better time. Of course, I'm not really paying attention. I'm just kind of worried about my commentary. I'm having a better time playing this game than I did watching either one of the shows. I would say uh, I haven't liked any Schneider Bakery shows since Victorious, which is true, but there's not a whole lot of sitcoms that I actually do like. A lot of them are just kind of, yeah, like I don't like the original Full House or Fuller House. Uh, I don't think Netflix has really ever made a good sitcom, to be honest. I'm sure there are good ones out there. I did actually really like what is that called? 100 Things to Do Before High School. Oh shit. That straight up said no. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I was gonna say I'd probably have to restart this, but I don't know. I might be able to do it. Shit. Well, I will if I don't keep messing up. It's actually hard. See, like this guy, I don't know. I don't think this villain was in the cartoon. The new villain that we got in Kid Danger was a spider-legged guy, which wasn't. Yeah. Who set a bomb to have spiders bite everyone, but Basically, it just went off on a drug. Uh, the whole episode was Captain Man dicking around and Kid Danger going, "Come on, Captain Man." I can't do it. "Captain Man, we should really take care of those spiders." "Oh, Kid Danger, we have time." "I don't know. Our time's running thin. 3 hours can go by fast." Like he bought groceries and just a big douche in the episode. And then the episode just kind of ended. So that was definitely another episode that I could have reviewed. I know in the review I said, like, Trouble in Tropkini, which, yeah, I could have done that one as well. But I feel as though I picked the right one because a lot of that is just horniness all over. That episode is weird. So basically in that episode, Henry and Ray literally get so horny because they see girls not even up close. They just see there are girls there. They don't know anything about them or anything like that. Yeah, so they don't know what they look like or anything. They just say there's girls and a yacht, and basically Charlotte wants to go back, but yeah, they get so horny, they even cut off Jasper and just everything, so they go visit the witches, and then they end up in a volcano, basically to let me see here. They end up in a volcano to basically fuck. I can't think of what I'm saying. And in that volcano, there is a tribe of people, obviously, that worship somebody that has some people that worship feet. They like Jasper's feet because they're big, and they think he's a god. God, I hate that I'm learning all these Henry Danger names. Oh, and by the way, in one part of the review, I say, like, what I said about our cartoon president. Remember what I said about our cartoon president will applies here. Basically, what I was talking about is that the show has no introduction to itself. We have no clue as to why, any of this was happening, as to why, like, he had to watch, as to why Kid Danger was a superhero or any of these characters, which is dealt with in the original show, but this is a spinoff and it needs to be dealt with in the show itself. I mean, that's kind of common sense. Unless the spinoff is like taking place, which I'm pretty sure it does take place in a different universe. But what I mean is taking place in like a different town or whatever else. The characters need to be established which there is no establishing these characters. I mean, they could have easily have not gone with Popcorn Monster, and I guess, um, yeah. So I guess the random reason that let me see. I guess the reason why the Back to the Future reference was in there is because it's a movie. That is like the only thing I can figure out. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the last movie Dan Schneider saw at the time or something. He just didn't explain it very well. So for April Fools this year, I actually told my brother. Well, I don't know if it was April Fools. I know it was in April, but yeah. So I told him. Well, maybe it wasn't. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I told my brother that uh, there's going to be a Back to the Future remake, but it's going to be an all-female cast, and he actually believes me, which I wouldn't be surprised if something like that does happen, considering Ghostbusters. Of course, I don't think that movie did all that well, but that doesn't mean anything. Ghostbusters had a lot of uh sequels and just everything. Like everything was pretty much dealt with, or not a lot of sequels, but yeah, everything was pretty much dealt with within the show itself. Just go by all these. Or within the movies, like there's only so much you can do with. Well, I guess there's more they could have done, but. And then Back to the Future had the three movies, and then, of course, the animated series, which. Uh, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I have seen it. From what I can tell, Doc's kids seem to get a lot of screen time within the show. Who knows? That could be a review at some point. Let me know what you guys would think of me reviewing the Back to the Future cartoon. Most of you guys are probably wondering how that's relevant. Well, let's see. Jimmy Neutron is supposedly supposed to be getting a re spin. I don't know, something. And I think with that show there is more that you could do. So yeah, it's science, so close enough. Anyway, I like to consider then again, I guess Rick and Morty, the first two seasons, do a pretty good job of a modern Back to the Future with their own twist, of course. Unless you're talking about season 3, which is, yeah, I was um, a little after season 3 ended. There was an announcement for saying that like season 4 might not happen. The show might have ended, and honestly, I would have been fine with that because season 3 was just bad. Like, I did not like it at all. It took me Final Space to actually get my fix. Final Space felt like an apology letter. My biggest problem is that there was potential to actually make fucking Jerry interesting. And you make him into a villain, but now we've just hit the reset button and they just don't fight anymore. So basically, Beth and Jerry have no character, less than they already had, because that was kind of their character. They were the parents and they fought. The end. So honestly, I could do without either one of those, but I just really hate Jerry. Alright guys, before my tablet dies, I think that I'm going to end the video here. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will probably maybe do another one of these. So yeah, you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good night, and blah 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 blah.